Justin Jefferson, 209 yards away from breaking Calvin Johnson's record. That's what I want to start with first before we get into the Vikings-Packers game. I mean, over 2 games, that's very doable for a guy who, over the last 3 weeks has posted a minimum of 100 yards. He put 223 against the Lions, 123 against the Colts, and then last week 133 against the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, he's been on a tear.
He's probably going to do it.
Yeah.
And I know the 17th game, all that, yada, yada, yada. Do you think he could break it in one game? Does he go for 220, 215?
He had 220
earlier. Week 1.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had 220 previously in the season. So, yeah, I think he could. I think he will, too. 209 in 2 games is doable. I mean, you just need 100 yards a game, a little over. He'll be fine. But I'll never...
His last 2 games are at Green Bay, at Chicago. So
he could definitely put up 140 against Chicago. But
remember, week 1 he put up a $184 against Green Bay. So I'm just saying.
And they know that. I know players. You look at records. Justin Jefferson clearly knows what he's chasing. Kirk does too. Not that they're going to force the ball to Justin, but I mean, let's be honest here. 17 games, he's going to be able to break it. At the same time, it never takes away the significance of what Calvin Johnson did. He is my favorite player of all time. So in 16 games, what he was able to do, I'll always appreciate that. But it's just different. Like you said, different eras. Now we're in a 17-game season. Records are going to be broken. It's going to be hard because you're going to have to look back and compare the 16 game to the 17 game. But Justin Jefferson is a monster. He has never had below 1,500 yards in a season. Like he's different. He really is. I would say he's the best receiver in football, and he has an opportunity to do it. So he's a big part. And that's why I saw this conversation come up too. I get the MVP as a quarterback position.
Which I think is stupid.
I do too. I think other players like a Justin Jefferson or Nick Bosa need to be considered. For what
is Jalen Hurts still the MVP?
No.
Oh, why?
He was injured.
Oh, he's injured. Oh, so you're not a fuckhead. I actually respect you, Jeff.
Patrick Mahomes to me is the MVP. He was before, so I'm a little biased.
I think Justin Jefferson's the MVP right now.
You can make that argument.
Had Jalen Hurts not been injured, probably would have voted Hurts. But if we're not going to give Derek Carr an MVP or Carson Wentz an MVP, and they got hurt down the stretch, you better not give it to Jalen Hurts. That's all I know.
No, you're right.
So for me, it's Justin Jefferson, then Patrick Mahomes, and I would say in 4th, I'd probably vote Josh Allen.
Yeah, I think Nick Bosa's at
Nick
top
Bosa
5,
deserves some credit.
I mean, he's a monster.
He's
best
been
defense
phenomenal
in the league. But yeah, Justin Jefferson, I do think he will break it. 209 in 2 games, unless Jefferson, completely melts down, he can get that. He's getting about 100 yards a game, so on this pace, he's going to blow that record out of the water. He might clear it. He might even get 2K this year. So, yeah, as much as I hate seeing that record get broken, you love it because it's a significant part of history. And Justin Jefferson, if someone's going to break it, it would be him. It would be JJ.
I think he's been the best wide receiver since he's come out of college.
Yeah.
He's been exceptional. We need to understand the pace he's playing at. This dude is on pace to hit 15,000 receiving yards by year.
Oh, 15,000. Yeah, you're right.
By year 8.
Yep.
At the latest, year 9. On pace to have 100 touchdowns by year 11. In a league where you can really play as long as you want and still be productive. I mean, Jerry Rice... Are we really going to have a conversation about him actually going after Rice's record?
Mm-hmm.
If he decides to play 14, 15, 16 years, and then at the tail end have a few 600-700-yard years like Jerry Rice did? I mean, Justin Jefferson has been... I don't know how to even explain it. You look at his first year in Minnesota as a rookie, 88 catches, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns. Year 2. 108 catches, 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns. This year, 123 catches, 1,800 yards, 8 touchdowns, and he's got 2 games left. He might be the first receiver to hit 2,000 yards. Think about that.
Yeah, it's...
What the fuck?
And by the way, correction,
you do that in Madden.
Correct. Yeah, that's true. In correction, I said he's never been below 15. I meant 14. But still, has never been below. He hit 1,400 yards.
As hell.
Absolutely. If you take his first 3 years, he has, and I'm assuming with the last 2 games left, he'll finish with 5,000 career yards in 3 seasons. If he plays 15 years in the league, I mean, come on. he's going to be at 20K receiving yards. So he's going to get close. But again, the records, you got to context matters, but no doubt. Justin Jefferson's he has all-time talent. So as important he is to what they do offensively, even with TJ, even with Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, he's that dude.
Think about the season he's had. And I want to bring up Calvin Johnson for a little bit. You go back to Calvin Johnson's year, his record-breaking year,
yeah.
And you go to the log and you talk to me about what he was able to accomplish in 2012. There were only 2 games that whole season where he was held to less than 50 yards receiving. Only 2. Justin Jefferson this year has been held to less than 50 receiving yards 4 times. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I find that remarkable. Justin Jefferson has had 3 games where he's caught 180 yards or more. That year, Calvin Johnson did it twice, and both of them were in 200-yard performances. These guys are exceptional. I don't care if he did it in 16 or he did it in 17. We're talking about some of the greatest individual seasons by a wide receiver ever.
Yeah.
Ever. It's fascinating.
You know what's even more impressive, too, and it's a little different because Calvin, you're throwing him the ball down the field, so the catch rate's going to be a little skewed. But Calvin Johnson, in that year where he had 1,964 yards, he had a 59.8% catch rate. Justin Jefferson this year, you know what his catch rate is?
72?
70.
Yeah.
Almost 71. I mean, he's
unbelievable. And Matthew Stafford, he used to throw up dots.
Right, yeah. So
like Hail Marys, prayers. Hey, Calvin, go get it. But
and they're doubling.
Yeah, it is. My God.
Justin
Jefferson's special, man.
He is.